Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm making this video to talk about the insectoids and how I think it's the insectoids that rule over humanity and created humanity instead of the Nordics or the reptilians. Anyway, I'm gonna read to you guys a small article I ran into here on the internet because what got me to look at this article in the first place is this little parasite attached to me, and I mentioned in more than a few of my videos that I think this parasite attached to me is not actually a thought form, but one of those little insectoids themselves, like an actual intelligent insect. And and I had some strange experiences in the past, and just recently too. With this little parasite attached to me. First experience I had was like there was one time in the past where I literally felt where I literally felt the energy of this thing as it was moving within my astral body, and it literally felt like a an insect, a bug. Have you ever touched a living bug? What's the best? I'm trying to think of an insect, like a lawn centipede. That's what it kind of reminded me of, like a lawn centipede like creature, anyways. And if you ever touch one of these, like if you ever touch a bug, a big bug, and you feel it, and you get this vibe, this creepy like ugh kind of vibe to it, and that's the same vibe I got as I literally felt it going in and out of my astral body. It was a damn fucking bug, and it's a bug that hides behind very clever illusions. Not only does it hide behind illusions of its own, but it also produces illusions from my mind as well, and it hides behind these illusions too. And it keeps itself very, very well hidden. And then there's a second experience I had, which I actually seen it in a mirror once. And yes, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to bring this up because it's only gonna be more means for people to try to discredit me. But there was one night when I was high on meth, and I was up for days. I'm gonna say about 3-4 days. And when you're up for that long, you start to your mind starts to open up to the astral, and you start to see astral entities and all that. And and nowhere am I promoting meth, by the way, because meth is. I mean, I wouldn't be in this situation right now if it wasn't for meth. And meth played a major role in my downfall and my damnation. And I truly believe I am pretty much damned. And once this thing got past my aura and started to merge with my astral body completely, it took away parts of my soul that would allow me to achieve the Godhead. And I don't believe I'm capable anymore. And and even if I do remove this thing off of me, I believe that these parts of my soul will be gone. They're gone completely. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. I'm not gonna go into that. But anyway, so I was up for days, and I saw this thing in the mirror, and it literally, how can I put it? It's like you could think of skin like a black fly, and that's kind of that's kind of the skin it had, like this leathery kind of insect-like black skin. It's like I'll post a picture showing you guys what it looks like, what its skin looked like, the feeling I got from its skin. And then it had these blue eyes, like these blue glowy eyes, like its eyes glowed blue. Like it reminded me of have you guys ever seen fireflies and what fireflies look like? That's you can replace its eyes with fireflies and make those fireflies blue, and that's exactly what its eyes look like. And and I saw this thing for a brief, I want to say about 3 seconds, maybe 2 seconds, And when I looked at it and I saw it with my own eyes, it realized within no more of a second that I was seeing it. And I will never forget this. It literally it literally kind of jumped. It was surprised, like I surprised it. And when I surprised it, it literally kind of jumped. It did this like jumpy motion, like kind of looked at me, but it didn't make the sound with that. I was just trying to, trying to portray the energy within the sound to give you guys an idea of kind of like, but but the movements, I can never forget the movements and how it moved. It didn't move. It looked humanoid. It didn't feel humanoid. I mean, it looked humanoid to the extent that I think it had two legs and it was humanoid shaped, but it was like it wasn't. It was like insect. It was insect. It was like an insect humanoid, and it was the weirdest fucking experience I ever had in my life, and an experience I would never ever forget. And it was so bizarre. But anyways, though, and then the third experience I had with this parasite attached to me is that not too long ago I was laying on my couch in my house and I was going through all kinds of psychic attack, like I normally do on a daily basis, but this time the psychic attack was pretty bad. Um, well, it's always pretty bad, but this was like badder than usual. And I remember this little parasite, this little insect attached to me and started laughing. It like literally started like it was talking shit to me in the voice of humans. Like it was like it was saying words to me telepathically in the form of human beings. And just for a moment, these illusions that it was portraying to me dropped. The veil happened to drop, and I saw through these illusions, and I saw it for what it was: a psychic, intelligent insect, or insectoid. And then it started like, and this was one of the weirdest fucking experiences I ever had in my life. But just imagine an intelligent insect laughing, I mean, these creatures have no emotion, but it literally started laughing. It wasn't like an emotion behind that, but it was like, there was an excitement in its laugh. It wasn't like a ha ha, but it was like a, and like it turned into this clicking sound. It turned into this excitement, like it was taunting me, like, and there was kind of like this excitement I got from it. Like, if bugs were to laugh, that would be their laugh. That's what I got from it. And it was the strangest fucking experience I ever had in my life, man. The strangest. Like, I was actually being taunted by an insect. An insect that's actually capable of creating technology and fucking it's the weirdest fucking thing. Anyway, so I wanted to bring up these experiences about this parasite on me, and I'm not the only one with the parasite like this on me. There's other human beings out there on this planet with parasites on them just like mine. And those who delve too far into truth will often get these things put on them. But anyway, so going on, and here's the article right here. And this article is called Gray Aliens, Insects, and Disinformation. And now I'm reading the article to you guys right now. Okay. This is posted on November 15th, 2008 by Mopus Vindictus. And this is what he said. For a long time now, people have been sprouting mainstream theories about the Greys that I think come down to disinformation and or profiteering. Number one, spearheaded by David Icke, would be the allegation that gray aliens are reptilian in nature. Number two, that the beings known as Greys are actually from outer space. Various mainstream theories are in circulation that I believe to be ludicrous regarding alien intervention. Stargates, Hollow Earth theory, Federation of Light, and similar propaganda have managed to divert attention away from any plausible theories of what the Greys actually are, or what they really come from, or where they really come from. I would maintain several theories here, and I'm going piece by piece, post some explanations for what I think they are, and where they come from, with those explanations derived from several basic viewpoints that run contradictory to most of the pulp disinformation currently being presented to the public. A. The Greys are aliens. I would maintain that the Greys are not actually alien at all, but actually originate right here on Earth. I will present a more rational hypothesis. B. They are reptilian in nature. I would maintain that the reptilian is by far the least likely origin of life for these beings. For starters, let's look at the typical image of the gray alien as depicted typically. We have seen all images, fakes, supposed real photos of the Greys. Large black eyes, long head, larger at the top, smaller at the bottom. The head is remarkably human-like, but I have never seen a reptile head which is almost always elongated look like this. Rather, the eyes are insect, and the head is long. So where's the resemblance to a reptile? My only answer is that there is none whatsoever. What do those large eyes and large head resemble? If there is some crossbreeding or genetic interaction with humans, and you chose to cross genetics with another order of creature here on Earth, what would that being's head most resemble? Look at these. As you guys can see, they're pictures of insects. He posted a bunch of pictures of insects that resemble the Greys. So yeah, I'll Anita, I remind you guys that I'll post the link to this thread, to this topic of what I'm reading on my video description, so you guys can read it for yourselves. Anyways, I'm going on. I'm going on now. Back to his topic and what he's writing. Anyways, so we have theories as to the origin of the Greys. Before we even get into where they are from, a simple glance at the images will show you the obvious. Grey aliens look nothing like any reptile, and a hell of a lot like an insect with a humanoid torso. There is one simple thing in this field: tens of thousands of reports of abductions by Greys, photos of UFOs and sightings, reported underground bases, and zero evidence of any reptilian beings. Zero evidence that crafts are coming from deep space. Zero evidence of any other species that can, at the very least, by numbers of witnesses or reports, be taken seriously. And in an interview, though, there has been, through the century, a common theme from abductees, which is of recent times, not as likely to be reported in the media, but exists from my personal interviews regularly. That is, of the presence of an insect-like, or rather a fully insect-like creature in the room during the course of an abduction supervising the situation. Further evidence of insectoid origins. Number 1, all supposed bases where we contact aliens are underground. Number 2, while encounters near planets like Mars and the Moon have happened, we see no genuine surface structures. Number 3, underground tunnels, stories of creatures underground, etc. are extremely common. It is simply for more insect-like behavior to live in tunnels in the Earth. Number 4, no evidence of hyperspace travel. Number 5, telepathy is extremely similar in appearance to pheromones. Everything from paralysis to communication could be explained by the natural social insect use of pheromones. Number 6, abduction scars reportedly made by lasers are not all unlike the kind of incisions the mosquitoes or other insects use. Numbing of the surface, liquidizing of underlying tissues for digestion. Number 7, weapons are often reported by abductees as being from the chest or other areas of body, electrical, burned, or otherwise. This is also very much like an insect's chemical attack method. Number 8, frail body, absence of clothes, no apparent external organs, yet surprising strength. Once again, we see that sort of despite human-like appearance, insect-like abilities, and surprising strength from thin limbs, much like ants or other insects. Number 9, craft are often reported not ascending to space on departure, but rather heading to ground or underwater. Number 10, a fear effect, not too dissimilar to the effect people have around insects, is often reported by those who see the Greys. I would like to take a moment to mention the story of Phil Snyder, who reportedly, when drilling in New Mexico, accessed the chamber with sentry posts, Greys, and had a gunfight with them, barely surviving the encounter with burns that came from the being's chest. It sounds remarkably like what one would expect entering into a social insect's chamber. My job was to go down the holes and check the rock samples. And this is a quote from Bill Snyder, by the way. My job was to go down the holes and check the rock samples, some recommended explosive to deal with the particular rock. As I was headed down there, we found ourselves amidst a large cavern that was full of outer space aliens, otherwise known as large grays. I shot 2 of them. At that time, there were 30 people down there. Now, I think Phil makes a lot of assumptions and embellishes a lot, but I believe he walked into something down there, and I don't think they were from space. It's classic insect. His burn that reportedly gave him cancer sounds a lot like given dispersal method, an insect's chemical attack. The manner of encounter and defense sounds a lot like the way insects post guards at the entrance to a chamber. I believe Phil, like the rest of us, was fed disinfo about what he had stumbled into, and it was nothing more than a colony of insects. Many people point to hollow earth theory, a theory which is scientifically ridiculous, to explain the presence of being within the earth. I would take a moment to say that there are between 20 to 50 miles of space in the Earth's crust in most places. There is ample room for 5 populations of surface dwellers to reside in the chambers carved if we gave 1 mile for each level, and left 5 miles of space between both the mantle and the surface. To date, our deepest digs are only 2.5 miles or so. There is plenty of room for an insect species. I would also add, Roswell happened the year after the first atomic explosions in New Mexico. It is far more likely that something was alerted to us from underground by that explosion than it is something that noticed us across the cosmos as a result. And UFO activity is far more common in mountainous zones. Reports of humanoids coming up in from the Earth are far more common than anecdotal evidence of depictions of crafts or legends of star gods. Hell itself, it is said to be underground, and the demons that go with it, a worldwide belief. Further, it is known that a brain capacity is determined by the folds in the brain, and that size is not necessarily a component to intelligence. If a social insect had evolved intelligence underground, there would be little evidence of their presence, fossil or otherwise, we could attain it. And there is no reason to believe that because abductions occur within human-sized grays, that this is anything more than an adaptation or genetic modification to deal with us. The actual species itself could very well be very small. This means our enemy may indeed be legion. Abductees often go to great lengths in order to avoid further abductions, yet nothing seems to stop the Greys. The paralysis, no matter what they do, sets in no matter what windows are closed, etc., etc. Technology is used to explain this phenomenon, but I would offer that a small insect could easily circumvent any technology used to stop a larger Grey. What I am saying is, the small marks that accompany abductions is the first line of attack. A small insect, an actual member of the true species intelligent, enters home and injects into a person a form of drug that takes possession of the mind. This is a conjecture, but infinitely more plausible if we give this serious thought than hyperspace travel from another system. Scopolamine, mind control, is a drug found in Colombia. It makes a person lose complete control of free will. I would propose that abductions start with a simple insect, and that abductees open the window or doors themselves and head outside to be picked up by larger drones. The insect itself, given the complexity of social insects and following complex chemical instructions, would not need to even be intelligent, simply like an ant following pheromone-based instructions. Don't think so? Ask yourself if you ever caught a mosquito that bit you at night, let alone a species that intends on never being caught, operating in a small manner, and controlled by an intelligence. People talk about government interference and shape-shifting and propaganda, theories as to what these creatures are. But I ask, what species could actually shapeshift and use interspecies parasitism? Camouflage of other species? Slaving? Nesting of its young in other species? Feeding directly off other species and farming other species but the insect? So how far-fetched is the concept when compared to a lizard that changes shape? You know, these beings are parasites. Anyways, that's the article for you. I'm done reading it. And I also want to point out that X-Files, the X-Files TV show, actually made a very similar episode to this. An episode called Filet of Dukes. And it's about an alien insect-like shapeshifter that goes around making human slaves, bites these human slaves in the neck, and somehow turns them into zombies. And these zombies is this creature's servants. And and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys what episode I'm talking about, and I'm gonna post a link um in the video description so you guys could see it for yourselves. But hopefully I can find it. X-Files. Here it is. X-Files. Filet a Dukes. Now my internet's acting up. Not a surprise there.
Something is driving each Mulder. Get out of the way! Stop getting it! Don't run to the edge of insanity.
I was hoping you could give me some insight into the age of Mulder's recent behavior.
The X-Files, an all-new episode, Sunday at 9, 8.
Yeah, the episode's called Filet a Dukes. And it's a very interesting episode, by the way. I recommend you guys checking it out. And then I was gonna say something else too that was on my mind before I end this shit. What was I gonna say? This fucking little parasite. It makes me fucking forget just about everything that's on my mind. What was I gonna say? I was gonna add something in with this, but I can't remember what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Just bear with me and give me a moment until I refresh my memory. If I get past this thing's psychic attack, anyways, it's psychic barriers that it has over my own mind. Just give me a second. What was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, it won't let me remember. Right on my mind too. I knew they were gonna fucking do this.